Alright, hello, citizens of the Nigelverse. It is Nigel here once again, and welcome back to the Labyrinth. So, I got some poetry for you guys, and some very interesting ones, I think. Not as much on my end, obviously I think mine are pretty decent for the most part, but the two that I've chosen to read from other poets, I think, are really, really interesting. I think you guys will enjoy these or at the very least learn something from because these are some really good ones, at least in my opinion. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So if you're new to Dixie Tales for Labyrinth, first of all, welcome. Also, I read poetry here, so oh well, except for some rare occasions, but for the most part, I read poetry here. So I read three poems written by myself, and then two from other poets. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So this first one is called Deep End. I would often stare at the deep end from the edge of the pool, not about the water itself or how to enter, but how far I would go down and if I would ever come back out. Oh, so, so, um, one of the things kind of being explored throughout that poem is the idea of fear. And that's a very real experience. When I was learning to swim when I was younger, for a bit I would stay on like the shallow end of the pool, but I wanted to learn how to go into the deep end, and because the deep end er, um, is where the real swimming came in. The shallow end, obviously, if you stand up, probably like at the most, like your lower half would be in the water or so, unless you were really young. But otherwise, as the deep end is where the real test began. At least for me, um, because obviously that side of the pool is, like the name would suggest, much deeper, or so you weren't able to stand up in there. Or so, looking down, I was afraid, uh, and the thing is, I could like swim on the surface and stuff. But when I did my swim test, because we did it through the YMCA summer camp, one thing that they had to do is do a pencil dive into the deep end. And I think we were supposed to touch the bottom, but the pool was like 7 feet deep, 7 feet deep or so. Now, obviously, I'm not 7 foot, and I definitely wasn't at the time. And so I was terrified. I'm like, oh man, what if I stay forever down there? Like, what if I don't come up? What if I drown? Like, all these like really like scary thoughts going through my head. But I had to overcome my fear. And I meant to write fear in the poem, but I forgot to incorporate it in. But hopefully you get the idea. But yeah, I was definitely afraid to go in and dive into the pool because I wasn't sure when or even if I would touch the surface again. And when I was younger, I was scared of a lot of stuff, and I kind of still am now, at least about some stuff. But I was scared about a lot more stuff when I was younger. Until eventually, I faced my fear, I conquered it, and I was all good from there. So the deep end and having to conquer that fear, but it could also be a metaphor of life, going into the unknown, and I think it's something I've talked about here before, where I read a poem or wrote a poem, or possibly both, talking about facing the unknown. What are we gonna do when we face the unknown? Like how we react or feel about the unknown, going into unknown territory. It may be scary because you don't quite know what's on the other side. But sometimes you gotta take the leap of faith and you gotta dive in, just like young Nigel did. So let that be a lesson to you, even if it may seem scary. Sometimes you gotta go for it because you don't know. It could be really good on the other side, perhaps. But this next poem is called "Flame." I will take this flame inside of me that used to burn and haunt me. I will use its light to guide me on my way. I will use its power to burn up my past and afflictions. I will use its longevity as a source of wisdom. So, oh, oh yeah. Sometimes using in things that have happened in your past, and kind of a spoiler. The next poem will touch on that as well. But using the fire inside you, the drive, the desire to accomplish something, which is usually what fire inside of someone is equated with, is drive, power, to be able to move forward and accomplish something. Using your past, using perhaps in some cases your fear, like we talked about with the last poem, to kind of move you forward and guide you. Well, there I'm sure are a lot of you who have been through plenty of things, but don't let that flame inside you die out, because once you do, then nothing gets done. And so I'm here to tell you, keep moving forward and keep pushing forward to pursue your goals and dreams, whatever they may be. And then this next one is called Lessons. Throughout my life, I have learned many lessons, some good, some bad, some sweet, some painful, all necessary for my existence. And so, just about everything in life is a lesson of some kind, and sometimes for good, sometimes for bad. And like I mentioned, a lot of us have been through some things that if we told other people, they wouldn't even begin to imagine. But the things that we've been through in our lives, we can use them to guide us through the rest of our lives. And usually people do use what they've been through to guide them through the rest of their lives. Whether that's good or bad, usually is up to them. Whether they use their lessons that they learned for good or for bad, it is up to them. But oftentimes those lessons are important, and depending on what it is, you may or may not be glad that it happened. And although oftentimes the things that happen to us are sometimes bad and sometimes really traumatic and things of that nature, but we use them as lessons anyway in our lives. Let me know if I'm making any sense, and if that makes any sense what I'm talking about in the comments. But yeah, so using life lessons in order to also propel yourself forward, and using them as the basis for the rest of your life and everything. But this next poem is The Giver for Bedrus, and this is by James Baldwin. If the hope of giving is to love the living, the giver risks madness in the act of giving. Some such lesson I seem to see in the faces that surround me, needy and blind, unhopeful, unlifted. What gift would give them the gift to be gifted? The giver is no less adrift than those who are clamoring for the gift. If they cannot claim it, if it is not there, or if their empty fingers eat the empty air, and the giver goes down on his knees in prayer, knows that all of his giving has been for naught, and that nothing was ever what he thought, and turns in his guilty bed to stare at the starving multitude standing there, and rises from bed to curse at heaven, he must yet understand that to whom much is given, and much will be taken, and justly so. I cannot tell how much I owe. So, a few themes I'm picking up on in the poem. For starters, it may have some religious undertones, especially towards the end, talking about prayer and heaven, and giving in kind of more like a biblical sense, and having the undertones. James' father was a pastor, if I'm not mistaken, or in a position within the church, or I believe either a pastor or a minister, or had some kind of a position in the church, and oftentimes like religious stuff, and kind of talking about religion and alluding to religion would often make its way into some of the writings of James Baldwin. But also talking about giving, kind of talking about the upside and the downside, how it's nice to give and it's good to give, but even there's repercussions even in giving, mostly because not everybody's going to be receptive of the giving, and some people may even strive to take advantage of, which is unfortunate. And we especially people with kind heart, or who love to give and things like that, would hope that people don't take advantage of kindness and generosity. But sadly, as has been seen several times throughout life and throughout history, sometimes they do. Sometimes giving only makes things worse. And they say the road to hell is paved with good intentions, in saying that even when you think you're giving, you think you're doing a good thing by giving, and sometimes it does come back to haunt you. You sometimes through no fault of your own, but yeah. So very interesting way that it's um, a very interesting way that it's set up. I'm not sure who the Bedress is that James Baldwin put in the title, but yeah, so a very interesting poem. And then this last one is called "Let America Be America Again," and this is by Langston Hughes. Let America be America again. Let it be the dream it used to be. Let it be the pioneer on the plain, seeking a home where he himself is free. America never was America to me. Let America be the dream the dreamers dreamed. Let it be that great strong land of love, where never kings connive nor tyrants scheme, that any man be crushed by one above. It never was America to me. Oh, let my land be a land where liberty is crowned with no false patriotic wreath, but opportunity is real and life is free. Equality is in the air we breathe. There's never been equality for me, nor freedom in this homeland of the free. Say, who are you that mumbles in the dark? And who are you that draws your veil across the stars? I am the poor white, fooled and pushed apart. I am the Negro bearing slavery's scars. I am the red man driven from the land. I am the immigrant clutching the hope I seek, and finding only the same old stupid plan of dog eat dog, of mighty crush the weak. I am the young man full of strength and hope, tangled in that ancient endless chain of profit, power, gain, of grab the land, of grab the gold, of grab the ways of satisfying need, of work the men, of take the pay, of owning everything for one's own greed. I am the farmer, bondsman to the soil. I am the worker sold to the machine. I am the Negro, servant to you all. I am the people, humble, hungry, mean. Hungry yet today despite the dream. Beaten yet today, O pioneers. I am the man who never got ahead, the poorest worker bartered through the years. Yet I am the one who dreamt our basic dream in the old world while still a serf of kings, who dreamt a dream so strong, so brave, so true, that even yet its mighty daring sings. And every brick and stone, and every furrow turned, that's made America the land it has become. Oh, I am the man who sailed those early seas, in search of what I meant to be my home. For I'm the one who left dark Ireland's shore, and Poland's plain, and England's grassy lea, and torn from black Africa's strand I came, to build a homeland of the free. The free? Who said the free? Not me. Not me. Surely not me. The millions on relief today, the millions shot down when we strike, the millions who have nothing for our pay, for all the dreams we've dreamed, and all the songs we've sung, and all the hopes we've held, and all the flags we've hung, the millions who have nothing for our pay, except the dream that's almost dead today. Oh, let America be America again, the land that never has been yet, and yet must be, the land where every man is free, the land that's mine, the poor man's, Indians, Negroes, me, who made America, whose sweat and blood, whose faith and pain, whose hand at the foundry, whose plow in the rain, must bring back our mighty dream again. Sure, call me any ugly name you choose. This steel of freedom does not stain. For those who live like leeches on the people's lives, we must take back our land again. America. Oh yes, I say it plain. America never was America to me. And yet I swear this oath, America will be. Out of the rack and ruin of our gangster death, the rape and rot of graft and stealth and lies, we the people must redeem. The land, the mines, the plants, the rivers, the mountains and the endless plain, all the stretch of these great green states, and make America again. And so, right off the bat, I know that one was kind of a long one, but I really feel there's a lot of interesting stuff I've talked about there, and a lot of interesting themes and things of that nature that Langston Hughes talked about out here. So definitely in the vein of talking about the 4th of July holiday, aka Independence Day, which we just had the other day, and kind of poking holes into it, saying, yeah, America is free, but is it truly free? Is it truly free for everyone? Is it truly the land of equality, the land of the free, home of the brave? And that's something that people have talked about for ages, and it's something. It's a reason why a lot of people don't celebrate Independence Day and don't really celebrate the 4th of July. Me, I'm kind of in that boat, but also because as I gotten older, it's kind of just feels like another day to me. Like when I was younger, or I used to really care about like the fireworks and stuff, but even those aren't aren't as appealing to me. I definitely heard the fireworks though because my noisy neighbors wouldn't stop lighting up fireworks. So thanks neighbors. But yeah, talking about the 4th of July, talking about is America truly free? All this stuff going on all these things, all these kind of skeletons in America's closet. Is America truly free? Is there true freedom in the United States? And it's something that's been the point of discussion for her age now, for decades now. And Langston Hughes saying that it's not really free. It may claim to be Independence Day, but what about black people? What about Native Americans who were forced out? What about minorities? Things of that nature. Or so really, he kind of analyzing the whole is America truly free, and it's done in such a fantastic and powerful way. And kind of flipping the idea of Independence Day on its head, and kind of exploring freedom and kind of the lack thereof, of kind of having his cake and eating it too, talking about freedom, but also kind of talking about how there is no freedom. So a lot of interesting themes throughout that poem in particular. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do me a favor. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Turn on post notifications so you know every time I upload a video so you can see as soon as it drops. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on the poems and my analysis of each. Did you like to like the poems? Did you like to like my analysis of the poems? Let me know. I should say, in the comments. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Peace.